My journey has begun into the lands known as Calradia. The first goal I made for myself is to make enough money through trade to afford my very first ships. Though I still have a ways to go to achieve this goal, my trades have already proven profitable thanks to the robust markets, even in the northern region. With a bit more time, we will be back to the waters with the wind at our backs. Skull. So we've nearly arrived back at Thronderlag, which is our home in this series, and we are now at Hargard, and we're going to see if they will actually buy any of our stuff. They are going to buy some of our hardwood. That will be quite nice to get rid of some of that. And we can also sell a little bit of meat. We'll just sell it all. We could sell a little bit of cheese. We're not going to sell too much of that, though. And we could even sell some of this flax, but I think we could probably get a better price for it at Thronderlag, so we'll just go ahead and hang on to it for now. We did also get some more walrus tusks, so we can hopefully sell some of those, but not here. We could even buy some of this wine that actually could be a better price, say in Tyal, but we'll just go for this for now, and there is a tournament, so let's go ahead and do that. Alright. Got a nice blade here. Oh, not a good decision to turn away from me, buddy. Okay, 2 guys down just like that. There we go. That was very, very dominant on our part. Now I got a 2-handed axe. Oh no. Oh no. I am very, very, very lucky not to be dead right now. Why are they both going for me? No. Okay. Well, that's that. Such a good first round just for the second round to go against us so terribly wrongly. Okay, so now we are up to 31 soldiers, but we actually have 2 more spots because our stewardship is increasing pretty fast due to the amount of food that we're eating and things like that. So let's go ahead and buy a few more soldiers, and we'll just... Oh, these are sturgeons. Why are these sturgeons? King of the Nords. It still is culture of Nords, so I don't really know why this keeps happening. As you can see, there are some Nord units here, but some of them are not. I don't know what's going on there. Okay, so let's just go over to Scarthnus, and hopefully they will have some soldiers for us. Unfortunately, they also have sturgeon units. I don't know why this keeps happening if it's just random. I guess it would kind of make sense since sturgeons and Nords are quite closely related and all, but it is kind of annoying that we can't get our culture units. Let's go ahead and head on home to Thronderlag, and hopefully we can sell some stuff over there. And here we are at home, and 500 on the tusks once again. This is quite nice. We don't even have to go that far to get these tusks, and we can just come straight back here or go basically anywhere, and basically everybody wants these things. Oh, whoops. I did not even mean to do that. Let's recalibrate and sell all of that. Okay. Everything's looking pretty good. We do need to find a place to start selling hardwood, so I guess we're not going to be buying it anymore because we are having some struggles selling it all. Not really too much that we can buy here either. Maybe the tools, or I guess iron isn't too bad of a price either, but yeah, it's not too great. Okay, we'll buy a little bit of iron. Maybe a couple of tools. Perfect. And we are now up to 26,000. We're going to go ahead and go over to Brunmark Castle because they should have our culture troops. And I do want to fill up our squad before we head south. Okay, there we go. Finally, we get some scions. And we'll take 3 of those. I guess we can see what they're selling, but other than the hardwood, not going to be anything too good. Okay, so let's head back down to Scarthnus and see if they have more tusks for us yet. And here we are at Scarthnus, and they do have tusks for the lowest price yet, 94 each. That is absolutely amazing for us. And we actually got another space, but it's still sturgeons here, which is starting to get a little annoying. I don't want to have to keep going all the way north just to get our culture troops, but it seems like that's what's going to have to happen. I don't know if this is a bug. Okay, now we have scions here, so maybe it does just refresh every so often. A little strange, but it's okay. And the price on these tusks is absolutely amazing. Let's see if the same holds for oil. Yes, it does. Okay, hopefully we can get a good price for this at Balgard now. And here we are at Balgard, and we actually just leveled up. So we have another focus point, so let's use that. Maybe it's time to get a little bit of Mariner skill, because we are going to want this for the battle combat penalty. So we'll go ahead and do a point there. Drill Sergeant is probably going to be the best, I suppose. For the +2 daily experience to all troops. The 4 daily experience to tier 4 is going to be essentially useless. I think they need like 1,000 or something experience. I forgot the exact amount, but I do believe the 4 daily experience is essentially useless. The 2 is still basically useless, and neither of these perks really matter, but we'll go for the one that is kind of the useful for everybody. Now, as far as scouting goes, we will probably go for the travel speed. The sight range is good, but I tend to like just pure raw speed. And the daily chance to increase relation with notables is also very good, so we'll take that. Now, we are also going to go for yet another point on intelligence. Once we get it to 7, I think 7 is a pretty good place, and then we can start upgrading some other things, like maybe endurance, so that we can get the athletics, plus it'll help out on the Mariner skill, or even social for more leadership, which our leadership is starting to lack a little bit, but it should be fine. So we'll go with that, and go ahead and trade. Finally, we can sell a little bit more hardwood, and sell some of these tools, actually all of those tools, and all of this whale oil, and probably most of these tusks. Yeah, we can just start selling pretty much all of them, since our average price is a lot lower now, and don't really need to buy any more grain or fish or butter. We can buy a little bit of cheese, I suppose, and some more iron. We can do that. We can buy more iron here. Supposedly the price is higher at Thronderlag, but that's not really true. It could just be that the prices are crashing now on iron ore. That's okay. The only other thing would be oil, but the price isn't very good here. So we'll just take the 6,000, and we are now up to 30k. We are getting very, very close. We'll head now to Tile. And here we are at Tile with another tournament, which we will take care of in a moment. Sell this one tusk, and finally we can sell off some of this iron ore. We're just going to sell it all, and we'll sell a little more of this hardwood as well. Perfect. And now we're going to wait a little bit so that we can do this tournament. And let's jump on in. Apparently, the prize is a one-handed mace, so not really the best prize, but we will take it if we win. Thank you for the assist there, teammate. Wow. Big time miss. Okay, there we go. Eric is down. And now we are against Lek. Lek is definitely going to survive this. Oh, no, he didn't. Lek is done. Perfect. Okay, no more Lek. So it will be us against Nadir. Is he very strong? Not really. Not particularly. He's got weak athletics. Okay in one-handed. So this could actually be more of the championship round than the next one. Although we should never underestimate any hero in a tournament, to be fair. Okay, we did it. Now it's us versus Nadir for the win. Oh no. Big hit there. Oh, we did it. We actually won our first tournament. 6 renown for that, and we got the judgment. I think we are probably just going to sell that. I don't really want to use a mace in this particular playthrough, I don't think. Yeah, we'll just sell it. 700 gold just like that. That is quite nice. Yeah, otherwise, we're just gonna take that. We could even buy a few more sumpter horses, I think. But there are none, okay. That's fine. Now, what do we have to sell at this point? Nothing. Okay. We could head down to Imprella just to see what they have that might be good. I think they might have, like, flax, if I remember right. So we'll head down there. Pick up some things before heading home to Thronderlag. Okay, and here we are at Imprella. And let's see what they have. They do have a lot of butter. We could just buy a bunch of butter, I suppose. There should be a place that we can sell this to. And they have some grapes, some meat, yes. But I don't remember being able to sell the meat anywhere. Same with the cheese, really. We'll buy a bunch of it, but I don't think we're going to be able to sell that for a very high price. Actually, it looks like the wool. That's right, I forgot wool is here. For a very good price. And salt. Another very good price. So let's go ahead and reset here, actually. And just buy a bunch of salt. All the wool. Yeah. Nothing but that. And all of this, I believe, we can just bring back home with us. Okay, so Tyal will buy the salt, apparently. And Balgard will buy the, well, that's silk. Okay. What about wool? Balgard. Okay. And now we have ourselves another event here. As you prepare to leave, a delegation of townspeople approach you. A group of lepers has encamped before the walls, and they beg passers-by for alms. Townspeople are worried that they might spread the disease, and at any rate are frightening away potential customers. Tell the townspeople that heaven wishes to test their compassion, and that they should treat the lepers with kindness. That will decrease prosperity in Imprella. Not sure that hurts us. It might even help us. Give the lepers some money and food on the condition that they try to find a more welcoming town somewhere else. Okay. Don't really care about that. And drive the lepers away, telling them they must have sinned grievously to be afflicted. We're just going to go with this. It'll decrease their prosperity, and honestly, that probably doesn't really hurt us since we don't come this way. And, of course, they're not Nords, so we're not really too worried about them in that regard either. Let's head to Tile now. And here we are at Tile. Looks like we can sell this salt for an amazing price. Tons of profit. All of it. Perfect. Sell all of it. Now, we were going to grab some sumpter horses. I totally forgot about it. It's okay, though. Otherwise, we can just buy, I guess, more wool. Look at all that money we got. We'll just buy all of that. I guess we'll sell a little bit of it back. Yep, there we go. And now we'll head our way to Balgard. And here we are at Balgard, and they will buy the wool, but not for that much. So we'll have to try somewhere else. Do they have anything to buy? Maybe some iron. I don't know if I want to go about selling more iron since we are about close to what we need for our ships. So let's just go and see about maybe Barnovapol. Maybe they will buy some of this wool. Okay, unfortunately they are not buying wool for very much. We will sell some, but we're gonna have to head over to Sibir now, and hopefully they will. And Sibir is buying it for a little bit more, not too much more, but a little bit at least. We're gonna sell a bunch. We'll sell some of this butter as well, and some of this cheese, and maybe even a little bit of grain. So there's 2,500. We are very, very close. Let's actually see. We can buy some hardwood. That might actually be the best because we can definitely sell that on the way back home. And this should get us all the money that we need. So let's just fill up on hardwood. And looks good to me. Now let's do this tournament. Oh, going for the yellow team. Alright. I'm gonna help you out here, teammate. No, 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 no. Don't go for the teammate. You fight me. Oh, okay. That was a bad time for the charge. Why is red team all the way over here anyway? You came to our side of the field and you still died. Stupid cavalry. We are running the table here. Doing very well. Oh, man, my teammate just dominated. I didn't even have to help him, really. Let's see if that happens again. Oh, no. Oh, no. Okay. We got this. Very good. Oh no. Oh, I messed up my block there. Okay, well, Siga's not going to be able to do this, I don't think. Let's see, though. Oh, wow. She kind of almost did it. We still qualified, though. That's the important part. And now we are against Siga. That's funny. Oh. Really, you're just picking up that axe? Wow, okay, well, she whooped me. She deserved that. That was actually a very good win on her part. Okay, let's head out. And we're gonna stop by Balgard again, but we're pretty much heading back home. We almost have our 40k, so we can just about buy our ships. We will need to do some recruiting once we get our ships, but otherwise we're looking pretty good. So here we are at Balgard, and they do actually buy hardwood for a decent price. We'll just sell a little bit of it and be on our way. Okay, now we finally made it home to Thronderlag, and we actually leveled up, so let's go ahead and see what we can do here. We're gonna go for the party size for sure. Yeah, the stamina one is basically only good for the crafting stamina, but we are obviously not doing a smithing playthrough, and the prisoner limit is just not worth it, so we'll go for the party size increase. And we also have a steward point. Don't want to go for the -10 food consumption, as I've mentioned before. This basically just lowers the amount of stewardship experience that you can gain. So we will go for basically a useless one, the sweatshops. 20% siege engine build rate will kind of help us later, but for the moment, kind of useless. And we'll put a focus point into Mariner. And getting very close to having some strong sailing skills. And otherwise, let's check out the trade. And I did buy a couple more whale oil, but it looks like the price isn't very good here. In fact, we might even lose a little bit of money on it, but that's fine. We're also going to sell some wool. And I did forget the hardwood prices are terrible here because this is a source of hardwood, but we'll just sell some. Or actually, I guess quite a bit. There we go. And we will get 2,000. Okay. And do we have anything left in here? Not really. Okay. We'll buy some Sumpter horses now. until we have 35. And honestly, I didn't even think about it, but we don't really need them anymore because we will be buying ships soon. But let's go ahead and do this tournament. Oh no. Oh no. Help me out, teammates. No, okay. That was very bad. Yeah, definitely just lost very quickly on that. Unfortunate. Now we are a couple thousand short here, but I think we can probably make this work. I think what we're gonna do is maybe do another hardwood run. Just buy some hardwood here, maybe go over to Hargard, or something like that. Just something easy. I could even go to Gretisford here, but I don't really know what their setup is like. So let's just say maybe... Yeah, we could buy the hardwood, but... maybe we just go with it. 38,000 is pretty good. So let's go fill up our squads. We need 5 more, and then we will buy our boats finally. So here we are finally back at Thronderlag. I got ourselves up to 55, or 45 rather, soldiers that are battle ready. So let's go ahead. I think it's time to finally buy ourselves our ships. And basically any of the ones in this 15,000 class, the light longships, are what we're going to be looking at. And it looks like this Hullbiter has better seaworthiness, so it has better upgrades than the Red Hare. Let's check out the Green Raven. Looks like it's exactly the same as the Red Hare. The Eel Feeder. Okay, that one's also basically the same. And the Wavebreaker has a good seaworthiness, so we'll probably go for that one. And we'll go for the Hullbiter. Yes. Alright, there we go. Just like that, we have our ships. So manage the fleets now. Yes, perfect. Okay. They don't have a better travel speed, but let's take a look just a little bit at these upgrades. So it looks like on the side here we have like shields and things of that nature, or even arrows. And it looks like you can only pick one of these per upgrade slot. I wonder if there's a way, or if there is going to in the future be a way where you can actually have like multiple sides in some sense. Like you can have one side here, something like that. Would actually be pretty cool. So for storm covers, it looks like this is where you get the increase in the seaworthiness. I don't know if seaworthiness is better than crew melee damage. I would think if you're going to be fighting a lot, then you want the crew melee damage. The seaworthiness, I'm not even too sure what it really does. Resilience of the ship against the elements. Okay, so this is for the... I know there's ship repairs. Yeah, so this will actually probably help with that. Okay. So it would actually be good for that, but it kind of seems like the seaworthiness then is only helping you in cost of the ship to maintain it long term. So for fighting, you're probably going to want the crew melee damage. Yes. Okay, and then oars, we already have the best one, which is just oar power. Wait, what's the difference here? So it looks like these ones just also have travel speed added on, and I guess the oar power is only when you're in a campaign event. Okay. And as for sails, those will actually be really good to get because of the sail rotation speed as well, which will probably make you a lot more maneuverable during fights. And then I guess figureheads you have to somehow unlock. Okay, so that's that. Let's go ahead, set sail, and we are able to do that. Okay. Now it looks like we do have the extra ship troop capacity, even though our land troop capacity is lower. So we could potentially disembark near a castle, hire some troops really quickly, and get back into the water, and hopefully we wouldn't have any kind of desertion then. Let's take a look at speeds. Looks like our speed is pretty good. We're hitting wind, apparently. So what happens if we go a different direction? Okay, we just lose the bonus, but we don't get like any kind of negative penalty. So it may be good to try to hit the winds as much as possible, but we may try to go to Balgard. Let's see if there's anything that we could sell. Oop, hit that. It's not showing us anything for Balgard. But I'm guessing, look at that, tools are actually at a very good price. Let's just buy all of those. And yeah, let's go straight over to Balgard and sell these. And just like that, look at those tool prices. Looks like we are going to lose a little bit on some of them, but that's fine. 6,000, just like that. Perfect. Okay, is there anything we can actually sell here then? Or take from here? Nothing really jumps out at me. Maybe just like the wine. Yeah. Okay, so I think that's good. I think that's good. Our first little trade here. Let's look around for some Sea Raiders and see how strong they are. 45. They are potentially trying to attack us. Okay, don't like that. I do want to do a sea battle, but I think we need to get ourselves some more soldiers. So let's back off there. And we're gonna head our way over, like I mentioned, over to this castle, Fimbulgard, and we're gonna hire a little bit more soldiers and try to get up to our ship capacity. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and try to buy some troops here. We have the Scions, and we're gonna see if this ends up leading. We don't really want the younglings. See if this leads to any desertion before we get onto the water again. It seems not. Okay, so that seems to have worked. Let's see if we have any desertion now. It seems like maybe not. Okay. Now where's the next castle place we can disembark? Okay, so we are almost at Tharcliffe here. Let's go ahead and disembark. And it does take a second. Not too long, but definitely a couple of in-game hours to actually disembark. And now we are up to 52 soldiers. Get right back onto our ships, and no desertion. Okay, so that is good to know. You can disembark, and at least as long as you don't hit the daily tick, maybe, then you won't have desertion. So that's good to know. Where's the next place that we could disembark? Over here, maybe? Let's go all the way over there now. We are wasting a bunch of money doing this, but it is a nice little test. And it's about the only way I can think of that we can actually get up to our ship troop capacity. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, and we are now at 56. Unfortunately, we disembarked a little bit far away from this town. So hopefully we don't end up getting any desertion before we make it back over there. I can't even click on it for some reason. There we go. Okay, so we're up to 56 now. I think we're gonna do one more round, get back towards our house, or our home, and do one more round of recruiting, and then we can start thinking about trying to do enough fighting to become eligible for a mercenary, contract with the Nords, and then we will finally be able to do some actual fighting. Now, apparently when you click, you can actually see the winds. Didn't even realize that. That is good to know. Well, let's head back. Wrong direction? Yeah, okay, I guess I got turned around a little bit. Okay, so over here to Tharcliffe again. Okay, so we pretty much are up to our maximum amount of troops now. We are back home at Thronderlag, and look at all that damage that our ship sustained. 2,400. We may have to actually disembark for a while and gain a little bit more money. I did buy some whale oil at one of the villages that we visited, but unfortunately the price is not obviously increased here. But I think we can just sail to Balgard now and actually get a better price there. But as you can see, all those trips took up about 50% of our hull. So that's kind of putting into perspective just how damaging going on the open water at least is. I don't know if it's just in general like that, but we'll get a little bit of money here. Let's actually see. Yeah, Thronderlag. Anything good at Thronderlag here? Beer, maybe. Yeah, unfortunately not really. So we may just have to disembark and get ourselves some extra money before we can really be on our ships full time. But this is definitely good to know. So we're gonna repair. We're gonna go to the town center, and no tournament. It's actually, what's here? Special weapon order. Okay, so that's where we're gonna call for this episode. But we finally set sail for the very first time. We got acquainted with the mechanics of it. We're kind of understanding what we need to do now. But the problem is we are now over our land troop capacity, which is not good. We're gonna have desertion now. And unfortunately, there doesn't seem to be a way that you can leave your troops on your fleet, which I think is a little weird. Manage fleet? Can we do it here? Yeah, it doesn't seem like we can, which means you go over the capacity to fill your ships and then you can't actually go onto land at all. You should be able to station your troops on the fleet, I feel like, but it doesn't seem like you can at the moment, so that's a little annoying. I'm not really too sure what to do about that. We'll have to figure that out next time, but we will be trying to stock up a little bit more money. We are almost broke right now, so we'll just stay kind of in this area and maybe go a little bit into Huzate territory because they have Amprella now. But otherwise, that is going to be it for this episode. I hope you guys all are enjoying. Don't forget that you can join the Discord and create a character, and they will actually show up in the world at some point, depending on who you picked and what you picked them to do. But otherwise, that is going to be it for this episode. So, as always, I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.